He cannot speak anybody's life unless you have trust. There's nothing program you could bring. Nobody could trust you unless they know you or the intention and or relationship.
Yeah.
Relationship means between me and you, we know we have something in common.
Hello everyone, today we feel very fortunate and honored to have Yohannes Yadagne with us. He is the founder of Hiwot, an organization focused on peace building and community transformation in East Africa. Hey, welcome to PathForward, Yohannes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you
so
to be here.
Yeah.
First of all, I just want to say, I believe you might be the guest who traveled the most to be here.
Very true.
Currently, you reside in Addis Ababa, which is the capital of Ethiopia.
Yes.
So how long is the plane ride for you to?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, so depending on how you fly, usually we go from here to Toronto.
Okay.
5.5 hour flight.
Yeah.
And there was a almost 3 hour difference, I think, between we live in Vancouver to Toronto. From Toronto, 17.5 hour flight direct and to Addis Ababa.
Oh, okay.
So you always lose another day there.
Oh, yeah, because the time difference.
Yeah, time difference, yeah.
Wow, so it's like 20 something hours.
Yeah, because it's East Africa. We used to fly, I think 24 hours direct from LA. You fly from here to Los Angeles. Okay. Los Angeles direct 23 hour flight. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's even
Very
worse.
long.
Maybe stuck in the plane for such a long time.
True.
But how would you describe the Addis Ababa today?
That's good. So it's a metropolitan city, means like almost estimated, maybe nobody knows exactly, but between 8 to 10 million people living there. Very busy. You'll find high-rising. It's not that big. Like I think the tallest 44-story building. That's some commercial bank stuff. But on average now, you cannot even allow to build a house. Have to be a high story because of the density. And very young population. Maybe I want to tell you, not only Ethiopia and Africa. It's almost 70% of the population under the age of 35, all under age of 30. So very youngest continent around the world. So anywhere people are aging, but in Africa you can see the population is very, very young. And that has a potential for good or for bad. Yeah.
Well, I think it's more like for good.
Yeah,
we have like less problem with each issue. Sounded like I have a lot of possibility there actually. Yeah. But how would you describe the area that you often host the peace resolution training for the area that you go?
That's a really good question. Usually I go to low cost, means like usually when you invite participants, you have to provide transportation. And they fee sometimes what they fee means like what they eat, if they have to stay in a hotel stuff. So going to rural area, like the expectation is less and cost is less. And also I go to where most conflict area. Those who cannot have any access, people don't pay attention to them, or there's no. Everybody's have equal value, and I go to places where they're less valued, and that's I could see the hunger there, and whatever you give will be multiplied more because they don't have any access. They're soaking up more, and you could see also a little bit humility there.
The mission of Hiwot is to develop leaders in the most unreached and at-risk area in East Africa who will advocate for peace and transformative change in their communities. Well, let's leave the leadership part aside first. We will talk about that later. But why conflict resolution and peace building in East Africa is so centered to Hiwot's vision?
That's a really good question. Until you have a peace, you don't have anything else. We're talking about education, another program, another this and that. And when there's a conflict, school stop and people cannot even do harvesting. and everything will be seized, and the cost and conflict is so much, sometimes for generation. It disrupts so much, like for example, like the killing is like taking the father out. And then he cannot replace father. He cannot replace any life. Then the trauma and the things you go through, because it's just it's just a matter of time. Those who've been oppressed will be oppressor.
True.
It's just a time, like that's gonna shift. So almost a seed, right? Like just whatever you seed is gonna grow. Whether good or bad is gonna come back to you. So it's just a matter of time. It's a principle. So that's why like we want to work more with the peace. Until we have that, there's nothing program you could bring, or feeding, or education, or mentoring, or women education, or gender equality. You can name it, but you don't have it until you have the peace.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So in a sense, then you do see the order is to like resolve the conflict first, then the transformative of community can take place.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think everybody in the world, they want to have a peace, but sometimes ignorance drive low trust drive to fear. What we fear, we hate, because it make us feel like anxiety. So we associate that person or that tribe or that organization or that political party and something like just a trigger, because at the end of the day we decide not only our knowledge but our emotion.
True.
So then anything gets you emotion that persuade you. So then I'm talking about the people with the fear and hate, and whatever we hate we want to destroy. Right, that's what it just build up. But when you bring people together, that's completely different story, because as a people we are looking for to relate, to associate, and sometimes to compete. Try to find something in common.
The word Hiwot means holistic life in Amharic.
Yes.
What does that name mean to you in the work of peace building and reconciliation?
Yeah, I think as you touched on, we start with peace, or by the way, we're not talking about the peace, absence of war. It's just more peace in the heart and holistically feel secured. And talk about the freedom. In fact, we say if I want to be free, I have to be me. It's not the expectation on anybody else or somebody program me, but I just want to identify who am I, what I'm here, how do I carry myself, and how I understand myself, and how I become just giver instead of taker kind of things. So when we're talking about holistically approach with the Hiwot means like an Amharic word, it's a life beyond. It means life, but it's a beyond, how you doing mentally, physically, even sometimes we're talking about financially, just well caring for yourself, but more also spiritually, right? Like we cannot separate that. So can you be, sometimes you could be rich in one direction, but you could be poor, right? Just you might have money, but you don't have relationship, right? Or you don't have a peace of mind, or you might not be healthy, right? You might be wealthy, but we're talking about even, health is wealth. But holistically, how you doing? So we build up, we have different tools to approach, even to measure for individually people to see where they're at.
So would you say, in a sense, if you want to have to resolve a conflict, first they have to see who truly they are and the value that they hold?
Absolutely. Most of the time, conflict, when we're talking about them and us.
Yes.
Right? So them and us means whatever we label them, usually we dehumanize them. Right, like those who are selfish, those who are black, those who are white, those who, people can name them. Then you take away the humanity. Then it's easy to go to the group mentality. Like when you don't have your own identity, you take in a group identity. Then a group identity means based on your tribalism. Sometimes you could see we are Democrat or we are Republican, right? It doesn't matter as a human. That's how you usually like to be sometimes we believe like, oh, there's a power in a number, right? Like just being together. But however, majority usually like go wrong way. You know, you could mention to how the God mentioned it, the road is wide, it's going to take you somewhere else. So usually we ask them people like, you have to know who you are. Like you are your own fingerprint, your DNA, like you have your own vocal cord, you are unique to yourself. You came such a time as this, and you need to find out who you are and build that identity. Be comfortable instead of taking a group identity. So then that's what we're talking about. Like, okay, if I want to be free, I have to be me.
Yeah. True.
So starting with that, and usually, unfortunately, the school doesn't teach you. There's no one-on-one, right? Like school almost like, you know, try to, unless you have this and you answer it the way I want it, you're not even smart. So just label you are F student or C student or whatever student. Only few could be, you know, almost cookie cutter. Like if you don't fit here, you are out of it. Yeah.
If you are not in the group, like if you see yourself as individual is more important, like in the peace building situation, I guess. So for each individual to see themselves as individual is a key to find the resolution, would you say?
That was good because we want to diffuse that group mentality, and even because in the end of the day, sometimes even that when you blame on the group didn't to you, but you thought you belong to this group, so anything happened that group, almost you are attached to it. Somebody say attachment is a source of all suffering.
Yeah.
So if I tell you like, oh, there's a plane crash happens, like, oh, so sad. Oh, your friend or your family in it. Now you'll be like suffer more, like you'll be more sad because you attach yourself to the family or the friend inside the plane, and now whatever touching that now touching you. Now the case will be personal to you. In fact, another flip side say, have a mind open for everything, attached for nothing. Right? Like,
really?
Yeah, if you open, like, and say like, wow, like, you know, or you could say like maturity doesn't come by age. What make people to mature? Like when you put yourself in somebody's shoe, try to see it from their perspective.
Yeah.
When we go to individual, we are teaching them who are you, what make you you. What's your identity? Like, let's make it simple enough. Like, you know, here's your given identity. The day you're born, you didn't choose what day you're gonna born.
Yeah.
So you say, my generation, like, don't brag about it. You didn't earn it. You know, you could even say like your color of skin, or your tribe, or your ethnic background, or your parent, or even sometimes our name being given to us.
Yeah.
Even sometimes a belief we have, like a religion, it's a borrowed religion. Right? Like we just happen to be in that family, on that culture, then we ended up, because we don't want to stand out.
Yeah.
We just want to follow everybody else. So we're just going to say, like, okay, don't be ashamed of it. Don't be brag about it. If you don't accept yourself, you don't have a choice to be born that day, that place, that gender, or that ethnic background, or the first language, or the culture. And don't judge others because they not looks like you. Right? Now almost sympathizing, right? Like, okay, I might be like them. So let me put myself in their shoe. If I didn't earn it, they didn't earn it also.
True.
They shouldn't be blamed about it. So I have a choice in identity, you know, what I work, who become my friend, who become my affiliation, who my political affiliation, my hobbies, and, you know, my something like even sometimes for education, what I choose, who I marry, and what part of work I do. I could have a choice, which say you could chosen is free, but the consequence is not. Right? Even God doesn't take the choice away from us.
Yeah.
If it's not choice, it's not love. So He gave us that opportunity. However, sometimes we unconsciously we choose that without even aware of it, because that's how society see it.
Yeah.
We want to be like everybody else. Then we're talking about the third identity. What's your core values? What make you you? Right? Like, okay, you came through that culture that day, but at the end of the day, what something you stand for? We say if you don't stand for something, you're falling for everything.
Yeah.
So let the people know what you care. Then that way I could care what you care about it. I could know how to treat you instead of being you taking somebody media, somebody political affiliations, like, okay, for this village, this is how we're going to think. Like now group mentality. That's more for animals, not for humans.
Yeah.
So I'm not promoting to be people to individualistic. It's not that the idea. In fact, whatever we have is to contribute. Whatever we are here to give. In fact, we say the purpose of living is giving. Whatever doesn't give is gonna dry, cannot continue.
Yeah.
Or it's not valuable. However, you have to take time to add value to yourself. So in order to become valuable in the marketplace.
Yeah.
But people usually, they don't think that way, right? Like, is like, no, okay, what people appreciate here, like, oh, doctor, like I'm gonna be doctor, right? Like, like, what I have in me, I could develop it. But in order to develop it, I have to know myself. What matters to me? What's my unique gift? I could develop it, be better at it. So now the world could benefit because I live. In fact, sometimes we say, if nobody benefiting from when you live, nobody's gonna get hurt when you're gone.
That's true. That's true. But what inspired the vision of Hiwot? How did it all start?
That was a good question. Look back on it. I was in some point in Nairobi, Kenya, and even when I left, my parents remember, the reason we left in our country is ignorance and poverty. And my enemy is not people or like blood and flesh kind of things. I remember I think I was 15, and it was my family was recording tape recording recording that, and my dad still alive. He talked about it how I say that, and it doesn't occur to me that much now. Even I remember at this moment me saying that, not knowing even how I'm gonna go, but I guess I believe in God, and God say my people lost for lack of knowledge, not lack of resource. But if you ask the world, most of the time in a scarcity mind, right? If they come more immigrants, we're gonna lose our job, they're gonna take over our whatever, then we're gonna that's a scarcity that brought fear, then hate, then just see people pushing. Then of course there is a time others also could pushing back. It's not your responsibility to grow the tree, but you to plant it. God is gonna bring sun, something you cannot do. But be in the right place. Right place means like be in the right, direction. Then things gonna come to you. So if you don't like result, just take a look in the mirror yourself. You're not contributing that much.
Yeah.
Right? If you contribute more, the world needs you. But we want, who's gonna give me, who's gonna make me happy, how I'm gonna get, instead of what I'm gonna give. Giving is a seed. I was in Canada through football. I did my license. I'm coaching the kids. It's not about football for me, or it's not about soccer. Yeah. It's all about now. You cannot speak anybody's life unless you have trust.
Yeah.
Nobody could trust you unless they know you, or the intention, or relationship. Yeah. Relationship means between me and you, we know we have something in common. Immediately when they got that, it's like, wow. Then I challenged them. What else you've been wrong? You're not good at anything else. Everything's hard before it become easy. So with that, I was giving here, even especially in Langley United, I was a soccer coach there. I did my license, and even in university, where I went, they asked me to coach stuff. But I was giving the kids stuff so much. And if I go back, I could give more because the need is more. That's the reason we went to. But the vision is not only for little, it doesn't matter from top, bottom up. Sometimes, the top people policymakers, they decide for the society.
Yeah.
But if you catch them there, if they have access that mind and bring them together, they will be peacemakers. But also you could prepare it from young one or so, and that's why top, bottom up. So
both way.
We work with the tribe. We work also sometimes in the government, young African politicians, develop a manual will be given for 54 African countries.
I just trace back a little bit though. I just want to trace back a little bit. So in Kenya, when you were saying you were in Kenya when this idea come around, what did happen in those times? Why you suddenly can see that vision? This episode is brought to you by JW Music Studio. From our conversation with Yohannes, we're reminded of the vital role introspection plays in personal and communal transformation. This is why in JW's music studio, we place such importance on listening. Instead of rushing to give evaluations, we often begin by asking students for their own reflections, encouraging them to assess their performance honestly. We believe that recognizing one's mistakes is already halfway to achieving success. Find out more at jnwmusic.ca.
It's good. I don't want to say like I'm unique or privileged or I got that vision. Others, I don't want to separate myself. Say like only for me, like not that. However, I saw people there, refugees. They go to hospital, help others.
Oh wow!
Or I could trace back in my mother. I'm one of the 12.
Yes.
So plenty of work for my mom. And so busy, she have all excuse to hold everything for herself. But she always, in our home, we have 2-3 people. And they got no father, no mother, they're not related to us. They come and they contribute, means because it take, village to raise the kids. We say in Africa, means everybody have to contribute. But those kids also could be sent in school. She said, make sure they've been fed before anybody else in our family. Then they become children and they send them to school, then others come. So always, even extended family. And on top of that, she go visit widows who doesn't have husband, because there's no government system care for you. She contribute that, make sure she have something to give to them. It could be coffee, a bag of coffee, could be, a piece of bread, could be just soup, whatever. Then she go to prison and she asks just who doesn't have a visitor. And strangers, make sure they have a coffee, she make that, or with the snack. And she go to hospital. And this is every Sunday afternoon, from morning to evening, that's what she does. So, that time I don't understand everything. In fact, okay, that's how she is. No, honestly, that's how she is, just a giver or something. And she's not looking for anybody to tap on her shoulder to say good job. In fact, she will do everything and just she doesn't want people to know. And I guess that been impacted me, and in a way just sharing for what you have. Sometimes people say I could give if I have $1 million.
It's common. Say that,
If you don't do with the little, you cannot do with the big. That's why even God say just if you are faithful and small, you'll be trusted for big, right? So it just the attitude. So my mother right now is 80 something, very healthy. Still sometimes she come live with us, still looking for to give. And when you ask her, how are you? Oh, I'm so blessed. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful to God. It's not, she lost 2 children and adult. After they become adult, one car accident, another one's like been sick stuff, my sister and my brother. But when you talk to her, like, why I need to complain? What about the rest of them? And I didn't earn it, I'm not going to complain to God.
Wow.
So it's just a perspective, she's not educated.
Yeah.
She's not maybe leader or in a position, anything else, but she's influencer and influencing me. Yeah.
Wow, and you see more value in
that. Absolutely.
The influence.
Yes, now I'm just seeing, that's a principle. That's the reason she's been healthy. That's the reason she's able to give.
I think we touched on this a little bit, but I still want to ask you, in a simple and general way, what do you think are the common cause of conflict in East Africa or in Ethiopia?
Yeah, I'm going to touch on a grassroots level, but sometimes there's a drummers, tune the beat, right? Other, like they move, they dance for them, move or stuff. Like sometimes, people sponsor a politician or rebel group, whatever, like just, some people, I don't want to say people, or it could be organization, even country, they benefit from their chaos.
Oh.
In Africa, most of the time, they have to produce raw materials.
Yeah.
For example, Ethiopia is #1 coffee producer. In fact, I came from the province called Kaffa.
Oh.
Where coffee come from.
It's called Kaffa.
Yeah, that's the name, coffee come from Kaffa. Seriously. Yeah. Around the world, the most commodity.
So how do you find out which area to host the peace resolution training?
Oh, that's a good one. So I was contributing for last election. First time, try to make it democratic election. Try to make a fair and free election. Anybody could cast a vote. Democracy. And invite them to come and not by bullet but by ballot. It was a big campaign. So I was asked to join one of the organization to contribute to train. It's a program called PEV, Preventing Electoral Violence. So make sure nothing's gonna happen during elections, in the midst of conflict. Election almost fuel on the fire.
Yeah.
For example, you stop talking during coffee. Coffee is a big ceremony in Ethiopia. Talking about other tribes. Courage, I think, conformity. Right? The moment you want to stand out, say no, that doesn't benefit us. No, they are not like all of them like that. Let's give them a chance. You be ridiculed sometimes because you stand out, you become different, right? But if you're willing to do that, that's, you're not conform. In fact, Paul talk about this in the Bible. Don't conform. Transform. By renewing your mind. Don't be like everybody else. Don't go where they go to. Just to stand and have a new life is going to come to, or doesn't come from new year or new government or new wife or new house or new job, only by renewing your mind. Newness comes from you. Transform, don't conform. So that's what the message we go starting from, when we bring people. Of course, we approach them with the humility, told them, I'm a facilitator. You might be older than me, have more experience, but the knowledge is among us. So none of us is smarter than us, all of us. People say yes. So it doesn't matter how old are you, because you're never too young to teach, you're never too old to learn. You always could learn. They will be agreeing, okay, now can I be a facilitator? So I provoke a question, which is principle, and it's not lectures. We don't have PowerPoint, anything else, just mark on a flip chart sometimes. More experiential way doing that.
Okay. But would you say this group or this area general, you find yourself or someone invite you?
So sometimes they see the potential, people start inviting me.
Okay.
But sometimes I say yes to where I want to go based on where the list been given. or they don't have access.
Yeah.
But they are in a stake, like strategically, like tribal people look down. But sometimes we say those who cannot afford to live, they're not afraid to die.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Those who've been pressed too much, there's nothing to live for, then they are not scared to die for. Right? Like what I mean, like, okay, you gave me my life misery. Now you push me in a corner. They got nowhere to go from here. Guess what? I could kill you and die. Now I have more calls. In fact, it's like, okay, let me show to you, like, because nobody likes to be controlled. Right? Then it's easy to go. Like, in fact, people feel one of the needs is to feel significant. Right? You matter. Then the moment you're being standing with somebody, if you have a gun or you have a purpose, now I matter, right? You gave them a cause to join that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that sounds
so,
bad, but it's very true.
Yeah, so we go to this harsh environment or tough places in order to give, approach to people. But when they see that pure, care or love, then they really pay attention. So sometimes, like, conditionally, like, we can even sleep under a tree there. There's no place, training places. Then they see, like, okay, you are one of us now. It's not like from a distance, do this, don't do this kind of thing. It's more from humility and see them as a champion.
Yeah. So not lecture, but through example.
Example and experiential and Q&A, more for them, to ask than being here. Like it's not like, I know you don't know. That's, in fact, they say everybody want to learn, but nobody want to be taught.
That's true.
Yeah, the moment I say, let me teach you, right? I'm saying I know something you don't know, right? That make me like, almost superior or something. Like people don't like that approach.
Yeah.
Right? So it's true, right? Like, but you cannot learn unless you have humility.
Yeah, and have an open mind.
Open mind.
Yeah,
that's why, like some say,
yeah. But could this area be dangerous? It sounded like sometimes you need to sleep under the trees, like what you say. Like so, like it could be dangerous in many different ways. Yeah. Is it true?
Yes, there's almost been struck or bitten by black mamba, which is really, really dangerous. One of the most dangerous snake in the world. So people say you might take 10 steps if you are lucky. After that, you're gonna. So almost, just river through whatever my leg stuff. And as I drove through the Nile Gorge, it was really, really down. I lost the brake. So you go into, chain mountain down, and the cars coming. You go on. You cannot even see sometimes like 20 meters.
Oh.
And lost the brake. Almost near-death experience. Many near-death experience. Lost the tire, flew, and survived many things.
Yeah.
However, like sometimes you cannot put the price on it, the peace.
Yeah.
Right? Like when you see conflict places, the security, the rebel groups come together. And because of now, the school continue, because of that, people survive. Because sometimes I go to even a refugee camp, ask them, they're preparing to take a journey, long journey, to come to Europe, to come to Canada, to come to many places. And they tell me like, oh, you took so much risk to come here. Like, no, because you are worth it. And what do you mean? Like, just how about your life? Like, yeah, but there's many life here. Mine is one. And so whether you go back to your country, whether you stay here, whether you continue, take a time to add value so you become valuable wherever you go to. But the most important thing is anybody could give you in this world is knowledge. Even freedom will be taken away. Knowledge you want. I mean, people put you in jail stuff, but the knowledge is not, right? Then the most important knowledge in this world is not PhD and things, knowing who you are. Understanding, because sometimes I feed this guy 3 times a day, I bathe him once in a while, then I take him everywhere, I dress him, I buy him everything else, but I don't know him because I could go to school, learn about everything else except myself. Right? What matters to me? Why I'm here? Right? Like, in fact, we say the biggest tragedy in life is not death, living life not knowing why, or living life without
your
purpose.
value, essentially.
Without the purpose. Right,
Yeah,
like
man.
that's really like, that's why people are not fulfilled. When you're talking of fulfillment, it's like, okay, an idea is not, again, like, promoting you, me. It's not like that. So what my unique gift, what matter to me, so I could develop that, then I could give it to, multiply it. While I'm doing that, could people compensate me, with satisfaction, fulfillment. And another way compensation would be financial compensation. So if people approach it that way, when they go to work, I'm here to solve a problem. Can I solve it more? And even deeper, even faster? There's no competition for that. Because everybody demand that, right? Like, just in that way, you become your own genius. There's no limit. You're not competing for anybody else, because your goal, you're to go serve.
Can you walk us through how Hiwot engage a community in conflict? What does that process actually look like on the ground?
Good. That's it's really hard to show, because we are doing not lecture, more practical. And so we start approach them, or invited, or sometimes we gather people. Sometimes we will start with football, soccer. I go as a soccer coach. I train you as a soccer coach, and if I take more time, like, can I talk about it? So I said to them, okay, now as a soccer coach, you have a power you're not even aware of it, because you are a teacher figure, parent figure, role model, and friend. You could break a kid, and it could build. And you don't have to be rich and have a position to empower. And there's holistically, like, Hiwot again, you could be one way, you could be a transactional coach. Transactional coach means like me first, a coach, team second, player third. And I could, sometimes you could hear like, oh, he's a machine. It means like I could switch him. You are a part. That's how much, for the coach. Because the coach looking for identity, like, my team, right, like, belong to me. I could do, like, they could do that because I told them so. But another approach would be transformational coach. Transformational coach, the kids when they come to look up to you, they are looking for their identity, like, do I belong here? Do I matter? Then as a coach, not every kids have full skill or same whatever advantage, right? You could identify talent, something to, build them or build her. When the kids they come to not only for soccer, but that's the only toy they have mostly in Africa. So can I fit in? Can I belong in? Can I be like everybody else? That's the question they have. So in order to be like everybody else, okay, everybody do play soccer. Oh, if I have a skill, if the coach recognize me, if I make a team, wow. Then if you look out as transformational coach, how are you doing home? Maybe kids come from, single parent. Maybe come from very poverty situation. They don't even have a place to go to sleep, right? Then it could approach the kids instead of seeing the skill or performance like, hey, this, I know you could make it. I know you have something, like, believe in them until the kids believe in themselves. Then, in fact, we're talking about more, can you make sure build character on the kids? We ask them, what character? And because in the end of the day, sport fades sometimes, but characters won't. Character go home with you, go to work with you. If you become a soldier or president or teacher or brother, parent, that character could go. In fact, you can learn character in school, but it doesn't mean you know it. For example, I could learn how to spell trust, know what trust means, or patient means, hard work means. But unless I experience it, I don't know it.
Yeah.
So in a soccer pitch, it's easy to do that. For example, okay, what's character? Hard work. Yeah, that's character. Perseverance. That's character. Where does that come from? People say from our culture. Like for me, the ancient books called Bible, Galatians 5 say this is a fruit of spirit: hard work, perseverance, love, patience, kindness, gentleness. So as a coach, you could do that in a pitch immediately, because you could, when emotion involved, information stay. When I'm saying that, like, you can learn by being in it than you could hear it. For example, if you have a car accident, sometimes even we could pause every action. We could see it and we remember it detail, because we are emotion highly involved. Or the day we got married, or the day we have children, or the day, just we got fired from work, whatever. We remember a lot of things more because our emotion involved. So with the kids, when they come to, we showed them as a coach, like, hey, here's how you're gonna set up. Sometimes you play like 5 against 8. Is that fair? Not fair. Life is fair. Not. Right? Yeah. You lose your parent, you lose your job, sometimes just the country will be in a war and your programming is going to be cut off forever. That's reality. Life is not fair. Nobody's going to promise to be fair. So then are you going to give up? Are you going to be persevering through? So now let me see, just 5 against 8. Now you have to come up with a new strategy. Okay, instead of we cannot defend 1-to-1, we don't have that. Now it's going to be zone. Then we're going to use a counter attack. So bring creativity. So when you're not giving up, in fact, now you play your strength, and other team don't have. Even other team don't know how to mark you, because 2-3 guys is going to come to mark 1. Right? That's true. That bring a confusion. So you can see, we find advantage. So then now, many things we could apply it now. So almost empowering, giving certificate. Then the Football Federation, they saw that, wow, this is amazing. You could go do anywhere else. Now that gave us to go to anywhere else when we see more conflict. Where I'm a soccer coach, it's like, wow, really? I can't wait, because easily it could touch their heart. I know as a kid growing up, anybody gave me a soccer ball, I could pluck out my hair and give them stuff. Yeah. So that a connection, through that you build a relationship. Once you build a relationship, it's not only in the pitch, also under a tree or whatever place we find. We hang bungee cord in a tree, and we go to this identity, value, purpose, mindset, growth mindset, and leadership, whatever. We bring that more practical way to elevate everybody else. And we truly believe everybody genius their own way. There's no dumb person being created. Yeah. The teacher said to make it fair and square. So there's elephant there, there's a fish there, there's a monkey, there's a bird, and to make it fair and square, everybody, I'll give you one exam. Seems fair. Yeah. Everybody, okay, climb this tree. Who has advantage? The monkey has advantage than the fish. Or the bird cannot even try, just go on top of it, climbing that tree. But if a fish measure himself how smart it is by climbing the tree, all his life he's going to accept and believe is the dumbest things in the world. But the fish, take him to the water. When everybody drown, he's just going to have fun there. Right? He's not coming even to breathe. Just could have life there. If we get rid of the tree, the elephant could get rid of the tree. Nobody unnecessary person or dumb person here, but their own. In fact, we've been measured by wrong stick. That's what it is. So when we start with that, and go on approaches, maybe with the soccer. Now we are build relationship more about identity, purpose, value. Because as a coach, you cannot give something you don't have. First, you have to have it. Yeah. Then we just go back. Then people love to learn about themselves, especially if you make it simple. Then it's and a principle, if it's true. Right? Because Jesus said, when you know the truth sets you free. Yeah.
So even when it's religious leader or security group or even political leader, I know that sometimes you host meeting for political leader as well. Perhaps the approach is different, but the principle is the same.
Absolutely.
To build a relationship first.
Absolutely. So you're right. The approach, like I mentioned to you, like people want to learn, but they don't want to be taught.
Yeah.
If I say I'm here to teach you, usually, like, you know, not everywhere, but most in Africa, like, you know, okay, the teachers, like, you know, don't ask, I arrived. You are there, I'm here.
Yeah.
So then sometimes even by confusing you more, by bringing, like, you know, more, like, you know, using, like, you know, big word, right? Like, you know, just and make it, you create more distance. In fact, that's from false expectation, because they think, or society, unless I know it all, why people should come to listen to me. So I have to pretend I know it all.
But nobody knows it all.
Exactly. That's the freedom, right? Like, that's the freedom. Once you know, like, there's no way I know it all.
At JW's Music Studio, we offer more than just music lessons. We also nurture future leaders in music education. Our Piano Teacher Apprenticeship Program is an initiative designed for advanced piano students who are ready to take the next step from student to teacher. This program provides a structured, supportive pathway into music teaching. Participants are mentored through every stage, from interview and training to guided teaching and independent lessons, all while being compensated as they grow. Whether your teen is exploring a career in teaching or simply wants to deepen their connection to music, this program offers real-world skills in a safe, encouraging environment. Contact us today at jnwmusic@yahoo.ca.
So our approach will be more, even a political, highly, and you could bring the child out of them by doing some game, team building. And simple enough, like, you know, just clear enough, everybody could contribute. It's not about writing, it's not about, like, it's not theory, it's not like who knows, who doesn't know. So you bring the bar so low, everybody could jump it or walk without even hesitate. That gave a confidence. Some people, I say, they die when they are, you know, 25, then we bury them, they're 80. What does that mean? If you are not learning, you are dying.
Yeah.
There's no way you could finish, because in Africa sometimes say, do you finish your education? Means either grade 12 or university. That's finished. Like, you know, they put the certificate behind them or diploma or whatever. Like, no, don't question. Like, they have the biggest chair, they put you down. So that's more insecurity. Then if you break that by putting yourself, like, hey, you all of you, teach me something else. I'm here also to learn. I don't know anything else or everything else.
So you would tell them?
I'll tell them. Yeah,
I'll tell them.
Yeah, that's our approach all the time. Hey, let's learn. I'm here to facilitate. I'm not even an expert. The most, not even control, maybe that's not, to govern or to master, to manage is yourself. We're talking about discipline. Not only knowing it, but doing it, follow through it. And simplicity, like we're talking about character. So I guess character came from the Greek word chiseled off. Means like it's not something to add on, but taking out. Because we need to like, go get it. There's no to go get it. It's more to discover it here. But you can only discover when you take the chaff out. When unnecessary things, like any beautiful statue, what makes it beautiful? Because it's chiseled out, not chiseled in. Whenever you take it out, unnecessary things, you could find character.
So give them simple principle first, and everyone can accept. Do you think leadership is important for Hiwot, like the vision of Hiwot?
John Maxwell says, everything rises and falls on leadership. Anything you see because of leadership, good. If it's good things, because of leadership. If it's bad, because of leadership. then it's what's leadership, the most talked about it. But what's that means? When we talk about, we just dissect it. And of course, cannot lead anybody before you lead yourself. You cannot lead yourself until you know yourself. Then we go back to first meet, thus we go to Solomon and say the one who governs himself better than govern a nation. So leadership, we break it down, making it simple. Okay, first you have to know, like, we ask, like, okay, from here where you are, everybody come from somewhere else. Where I'm from. I'm from Ethiopia, whatever. Like, but you find people are here. Everybody in this world, you could find them here. Here means, like, of course the department or somebody paid the price you to be in this place, or somebody contributed, or you put so much effort. It wasn't an easy walk. Right? What you did yesterday brought you today. But what you're going to do today is going to take you tomorrow. Tomorrow will be decided based on what you're going to do today. So now when we are here, I ask where we want to go. What there? When we like, what's the ideal environment? There's a level of trust high, there's a level of collaboration, prosperity, and has more, flourishing place. Okay, that's good. Then what kind of leadership is going to be us there? If everything rising for leadership, then we talk about, okay, people's gonna take image and write down. It's like maybe this kind of if we have this, they describe one another. Then I just break it down. Finally, there's a research based by Center for Creative Leadership. Say effective leadership. One definition: you need to have clear vision. Everybody agree on the vision where you go on to. No, it's not like follow me. No. When we get there, it's a level of trust, a level of collaboration, a level of peace, a level of prosperity, a level of just well-beingness. Wow, that's desirable. Then I want to go there. That could apply in an organization, we want to make money. If somebody pay me more, then I'm going to sell you. Right? Like almost Judah. You got okay, as long as I get money. But for what purpose? If you clear why we go there, remember I was saying, when you find a why, find a way. If it's clear, then I want to be contributor. Everybody understand we want to go there. The second part, the alignment part, unity. We are united based on the direction we go to, and I know my role and responsibility, how I could contribute. Then the last part, commitment. Of course, it's not because you want to. It's not because you talked about it. Now, taking the finishing line by taking action daily. Almost sometimes we say, okay, eyes on the hill, but nose in the sand. Almost like still looking the vision, but you're working harder. So when we have these three together, that's effective leadership.
To end with, I just want to move a little bit, perhaps, to every single one. Every single person face conflict in a varying degree. If someone is currently facing a deep conflict in their family or in their workplace or community, what would you say to them?
If they're facing conflict in a community, in a family, that's a good question. I guess, first looking in the mirror, can you say, that's my result?
That's very hard though.
It's hard. It's a hard one. Say, that's my result. In fact, sometimes we say, okay, you need to go where you are, celebrate, not tolerate. Right? Where you could fit means. However, you have to ask, if I'm a contributor, if I'm a place to go to give, and I won't be disappointed by giving, but I will be disappointed if I have expectation. That's what conflict is. Right? I have unset expectation. How people should treat me, because people want to be wanted. People want to be matter. That's a need we have. Belongingness. Want to be loved. if it's too heavy or vague language, want to be mother, want to be accepted, want to be like mother. So that's why we try to dress, try to be like whatever, we do everything like, well, I can fit, I can be like you, right? Like look my everything. However, I think the freedom comes to knowing you cannot please everybody else.
Yeah.
Not everybody's gonna like you. Your job is not people to like you. Your job is to go out to serve. Then in order to serve the most people, because you get paid the quality and the quantity service you give. So when we say paid, it's not only financial. Finance always for value. You know, like just this house versus somebody else or some area, whatever, like just the price is different because based on the value hold, the value what people agree. Right? So in order to get more, it's not even working hard, but working hard yourself. Then it becomes more valuable. People are willing to do anything for anybody, not for themselves sometimes. So when I say take a look in the mirror, say that's my result. Okay, how do I be better communicating? Right? I can just understand my value and addressing with the right word, package it differently. So then if Maya Angelou, or sometimes I think the African proverbs say, I don't trust people, they say I love you, they don't even love themselves. Right? Sometimes like out of brokenness, we try to fit in, we don't even know who we are, what we want to. Then we are measuring ourselves based on somebody put the price on us. But no, that's the wrong way. Take a time, say like, why I'm here, what could I contribute, how I could contribute more, and a deeper quality. Guess what? You're not replaceable. Nobody can replace you. In fact, they really, really want you. They will give you respect. They give you money, because that's how when you serve, right? Like whether you're a doctor or lawyer or a business person, like you have to prove somebody problem. If you solve it nicely, better than anybody else, then we are just fighting over you to get your time, to get your attention, to stand with you, to take a picture. You sometimes show up in my wedding or my event, then we'll pay you. Because just a value you hold. But you cannot do that until you take a time to add yourself. So remember your character, chiseled out, whatever needs to come out. So at the end of the day, when you think, we call to love everybody else. When you love, like love is patient, love is kind, love is gentle, forgives, then just that's everything you do is for yourself. And I love you, don't hurt me. Because just like, oh, pity, like, no, just, that's him, that's not me. That's your opinion. Whatever you say, that's your opinion. That's not my reality. Unless I'll take it home, it's like, no, play it again, then become, I believe it.
That become your reality.
Then just like I manifest itself. But they'll say like, no, wow, that's too low to respond for me. If I say that, like, no, just instead of taking it, oh man, that's what it is, it's okay, like, no, that's your opinion. If I know myself, I don't need anybody to tell me. That's one way to go the higher road, because you cannot convince everybody else to think you are this and that. No, you don't have enough time. That's the wrong motive. It's impossible. So just say like, okay, you count that more, multiply for you, because you have unmatched expectation. Broken people will break you. Hurt people are going to hurt you. But only when you allow them. But they can't. If you know yourself, guard your heart, and you are pouring instead of taking. Every time you're just looking for, like, if they approve you, you'll be so tired, very tired. But you take a time, like, I know it's not easy. It's easy to say it.
I know.
Because as long as we speak the language, we have the accent, we also in society, the thinking pattern, the frequency, how we could engage with other people would be persuade more. We mirror other people. However, again, let's go Paul say don't conform. Don't be like everybody else. Transform. Transformation is completely in a different level. And by renewing your mind, in a new way, new life doesn't come from new year or new life or new home, new job. It's only by renewing your mind. So the freedom is here, not somewhere else.
Wow. Wow. To this, thanks so much to be here. I just want to say you share a lot of wisdom, actually, and I really hope many people will have the opportunity to hear this episode, actually, and I really hope many people will hear it and change their mindset and change the way that they see things. But I just really want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, truly. Thank you for spending the time with me.
You're very welcome.
And share your experience and wisdom and thought. It's
Jackie, thank you for having me here.
Yeah.
And honored to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I wish you all the success for what you continue to do with Hiwot and with people in general, whoever it is. I just really hope they can hear this message. It's so simple, but yet so profound. We all understand it, but yet we don't follow it. But to that note, I just want to end. Thanks for
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wow.